Hi, everyone. It's 7 o'clock. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, my goodness. So happy to be back with you. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, those of you who are joining. So glad that you took time for yourself this evening. You took a moment to pause and slow it down. Good evening, everyone. Hi. I am Arlene Connolly Drummond, your stride coach, and I am so excited to be back with you. I've been away for a little bit, and we'll talk a little bit about that, some challenges and setbacks, but I am back and I'm excited for 2025. And let's dive in. Let's dive in tonight. Those of you who come on in, come on in. Let's chat. Let's spend some time together. Welcome to Slow It Down Sundays. I started this as an opportunity for us to truly take some moments for ourselves to slow it down, to rest, to take a deep breath, to recalibrate ourselves in preparation for the week ahead. It's an opportunity for us to really refocus and decide and really think about what we have experienced the week before, what do we have coming up ahead, and plan and position our mind and our spirit to be ready so that we can be responsive and not reactionary. We can be prepared and not in a hustle and not feel like we're overwhelmed. We want to position ourselves to be um, operating with a greater sense of peace. And so I'm excited to be here with you. So welcome. Tonight we want to spend some time talking about resilience, the ability to bounce back and bounce back stronger. We hear the word so much, it's almost like that buzzword that everyone is talking about. Oh, you got to be resilient, you got to be resilient, you know. And many of us think, well, it's just that I have to be strong and I have to endure no matter what comes my way. I got to put on this fake smile and operate like nothing is bothering me, I got my superwoman, Superman cape on. And resilience is so much more than that. It's really how do we how do we operate when we know that life, part of living is that we will encounter challenges, we will encounter problems, we will have situations that really rock the core of our foundation. It's going to happen, right? But when it happens, our ability to take our deep breath, go through that challenge, learn the lessons that we are to learn from that experience, and how we respond in the moments of that challenge or that situation. That's what resilience really is about. When I come through and as I walk through that trial, that situation, what am I learning? And is my spirit open enough not to say, why is this happening to me? But what can I grow? How can I grow? How can I learn from this experience? How can this experience make me stronger? And I know some of you may be saying, Arlene, yeah, that's easy to say when you're on the other side of the experience. But when you're going through it, it's really a lot more challenging. And you are right. When we're going through it, we can't even see the other side of the situation at the moment. But if we can, and I've been working on this and I'm not always successful at it, but it's a conscious effort that I'm aware that I'm going to have a challenge, I'm going to have a trial, there's going to be a situation that comes, and how I respond to that situation, it's totally up to me, right? I can respond in anger, I can respond in resentment, I can respond in hurt because my feelings are valid, right? but how do I walk through those scenarios so that I remain consciously aware? I keep my mind clear. I allow myself to um, be and utilize my emotional intelligence to ensure that I can weather the storm. So, yes, I've been out of pocket for a little bit. 2024 brought its many challenges. Some of them rocked me to the core. Losing someone that was a anchor for me in my life, really, and I'm still going through that grief. Dealing with health challenges, having major surgery, and walking through all of that, knowing that some of the things that I had laid out, the goals and plans that I had for 2024, didn't all get realized, because they were derailed, because I had to pause, because I had to reassess and realign myself. Some of you may say, well, we had to pivot because what we thought we were going to do and what we thought was going to happen didn't really happen that way. And so I am just thankful. My attitude is an attitude of gratitude. It's an attitude of thankfulness that um, I am here. It is 2025 and I'm here. And while we look at the world and we can see so much going on, there is so much going on, so much uneasiness, so much unsettledness, so much pain, so much sorrow, so much challenges, so much destruction. There are things happening all around us. And it's overwhelming if we take all of it in and absorb it into our spirit. It can be so overwhelming to the point that it could be almost depressing when we think about it. But I want to encourage you that um, life is happening and all the things that we see going on, as challenging and as painful that as it is, we have the opportunity to say, how are we going to respond? How are we going to operate in the face of the challenges that are before us? What is going to be my way forward? What is going to be my 2024 attitude? Here, look at me. What is going to be my 2025 attitude? Is my 2025 attitude going to be me just keep on worrying about what didn't happen in 2024? Or am I going to say, it is the 12th day of January of 2025. We've already almost completed 12 days of the new year, right? 12 days. What are we going to do? How are we going to position ourselves to ensure that we operate in a spirit of not just anticipation, but a welcoming of each new day as it comes? That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm marinating on. That, yes, when people talk about each day is a gift and we call it the present, that is such a true statement. I can't do anything about yesterday, right? And I can't do anything about tomorrow, but I can think about and I can act and I can be fully present today. And so that is part of the goal that I'm encouraging all those of you in this community, those of you who follow me, who are interested in the work that I'm doing with my new book that's soon to be released, Stride, that I'm doing it in the work of IC Group, that we are about how do we maximize our opportunities? How do we operate from the spirit of excellence? How do we ensure we show up and serve at the highest level? How do we make sure we are taking care of ourselves and we're not compromising our health and our well being in the spirit of success or pursuit of those dreams and ideologies that we hold dear? How do we ensure that we are doing life well? And so my work and the journey that I'm on is to really seek and operate daily on how do I live life better, fully. You know, I said in at the top of the new year, I wrote in my journal that I want to live fully while I'm living. And it made me sound like, what did she say? I want to live fully while I'm living. Yes, I don't want to take any shortcuts. I don't want to have missteps. I want to embrace the joy that comes with each moment, the sorrow that comes with each moment, the pain that comes with each moment, because it means that I'm still alive. I can't avoid them. It is part of the journey. So as we step into and plan for our week ahead, I want to ask you some questions and throw out some thoughts for you when we think about how do we position ourselves as we step into the next week, the third week of the new year, right? We're stepping in. Tomorrow is going to be January 13th, right? And we're about to embrace a whole new day. What is our week ahead going to look like? What are the challenges and tasks that are before us? Um, some of you are dealing with health challenges. I may sound a little nasal because I've been battling this cold, flu bug, or whatever it is that's been going on, that had me out for the count that I couldn't join you last week, right? But I'm here. And I just want to encourage each and every one of you to do some things very intentionally this week. Have you taken a breath today? Really? I know you may say, Arlene, if I'm on this, I am breathing. But have we intentionally, from our diaphragm, really took in our deep, wholehearted breaths? So many of us take our breaths for granted. And I know there are times that I've found that I'm what they call shallow breathing because I'm just moving and I'm really working on what it means to slow it down. It doesn't mean that I'm stopping. It doesn't mean that I'm being unproductive. It means that when we slow it down, we have the opportunity and the ability to be more precise, more intentional, more focused, a little bit more deliberate. We are able to be clearer in our thinking and in our action because if I'm in a rush, right, I am going to miss some key things that I need to be paying attention to because I'm what? I'm moving too fast. So I really want us to, as we pursue and step into our next week, I want us to think about how can I move differently next week? For those of you who are parents and you have children and you have all the responsibilities of all the things that are before you, right? And preparing them for the week and all of those things, how good are you in doing more preparation and planning? Preparation and planning saves us a lot of time and it releases a lot of stress. I am trying and I'm encouraging each and every one of you to join me in embracing a concept where we are minimizing stress and spending more time planning and strategizing our next move. Think about that. So we have a week ahead. And we have meetings, we have obligations, we have commitments, we have events going on, we have calendars that we need to follow, we have projects that may be due. All those things are happening, right? Are they all sitting in my head or have I committed them to paper? Have I written the vision so I can see what my week ahead looks like? Have I even said, how do I want my week to go? So that I'm not just operating on autopilot, but I am being intentional about the spirit and the energy that I want to bring to my week. Because I am in control of that, right? Because many times we are we upset and whatever because we are being responsive to the stimulus that's happening around us. But could it be that we can change that? That my attitude, how I approach it, how I see it, and how I respond in that situation is not the control or in the hands of other people. It is in my hand, right? And I don't know about you, but I don't really like to feel like I'm a puppet and other people are controlling my actions and my emotions. I like to be in a place where I am operating in self-control, self-aware, and I'm also practicing self-preservation, right? How I approach life, approach situations, approach circumstances, I am in the driver's seat of that, right? So we're stepping into a new week. Do you guys have your journal? Have you been writing in your journal? What have you been practicing this week so far? So if you have a blank page in your journal, and if you haven't done it yet, what I'm going to encourage you all to do is to take a flash forward and look into your week ahead. Think about it. What are the major goals do I want to accomplish this week? How do I want to feel at the end of this week? How do I want my daily attitude to be this week? What is the energy and spirit do I want to have in my household this week? How do I want my loved ones, those who are around me, to feel this week? How can I operate differently? It's the top of the year, right? And some of you may have said, oh, I'm going to do this differently and I'm going to work out and I'm going to go to church and I'm going to journal, and you started making all these grand commitments that is probably week 2 and you're already not doing them. But I'm just going to encourage you for us as a collective to do some small shifts, little steps of consistency and momentum that we can build. Some little things. So, little thing number 1 is changing my pace. The message that God gave me over a year and a half ago, and the message that I share with you, he said, you have to change the pace of your movement. Otherwise, you will not endure to the end. I heard that. I've been marinating on it. How do I put that into action? Changing the pace of my movements. I don't know about you, or maybe like you, I have a lot going on. I have a lot of things that I'm involved in, that I'm committed to. I have goals and aspirations. And I believe that the things that I'm doing, I'm operating on purpose, in purpose, and they're in alignment with my mission, my vision, my goal, and I believe my assignment here on earth. And so I believe that I'm operating in alignment. What do we do when we are operating in alignment, but we feel exhausted, right? So as we step into this week, I want to make sure that I'm operating in alignment, but I'm protecting my energy, right? And I am using my time wisely. That's what I want to do this week. I want to be able to end the week not feeling like I was run over by a train or so exhausted that I don't have the energy to enjoy my next weekend activities. I want to embrace each day and ensure that each day, can you join with me? Each day, as I rise, what's the new routines? Did I pause and create time for prayer, my affirmations, to set the tone for my day? Or did I just jump up and get moving? I want to make sure that I pause to do that. Little step number one. Some of you may already have that routine, but I want to make sure that we are building that consistency with it. Even if it's 5 minutes, 5 minutes of intentional thoughts, intentional words that we affirm. And for those of you who are parents, I'm encouraging you to create that rhythm in your household. Your children need it. We can help address some of the anxiety they are facing just by changing our rhythm and helping them do the same so that they are not reacting to the world, but they can be responsive as life is moving forward. Can we do item number 2? It is Sunday evening, and I am hoping some of you prepared meals for the week ahead. But even if you didn't meal prep this weekend, if you didn't meal prep, are there some things you can put together really briefly so that tomorrow doesn't feel so rushed? I think you can do that. How about also, can we position ourselves to ensure that as we move through the day and we go through our calendars and we're responding to emails and the demands of the world, our jobs, and our various obligations, can we pace ourselves? Can we look at the calendar and ensure that there are breaks in between the meetings and we're not bouncing from one meeting to the next? Can we give ourselves moments of grace, moments of peace? Can we, as we go through our day and go through our week, can we create intentionally moments of joy? Can we ensure that we find moments to laugh? Can we give someone and can we infuse a little bit of joy onto someone else? Can we do that? As we look at our world as heavy as it is, can we be light? Can we be joy? Can we bring our positive energy into the various spaces? Because I truly believe, and I've said this so many times as I've been raising my daughter, the attitude in which I approach a thing impact the experience. I am approaching this week in the spirit of joy, in the spirit of peace, in the spirit of balance, in the spirit of welcoming. Challenges will come, and I'm going to welcome them because it means that there's an opportunity to learn, there's an opportunity to grow, and there's an opportunity to stretch. I welcome that because I do believe that if I've been called, I am equipped. And if that challenge is before me, that there is something there for me to learn. So I encourage you as we rise and we step into this new week, the spirit and the attitude that we bring in, not only to this new year, this new season of our lives, that yes, challenges will come. For some of you, challenges are here. For some of you, your heart may already be heavy. but I'm going to just call for a wrap around you. If you don't have someone to do that, wrap your arms around yourself. But I feel the spirit and the arms of love and care and compassion. It is there and it's available to you if you will only welcome and receive it. It is there. And so I'm just going to call forth each and every one of you as you step into this new week. Step into it with the spirit of joy, because yes, the joy of the Lord is our strength. And I am walking in the spirit of joy because I have the Lord that's in me and He keeps me. That's my grounding tool. And so I hope you have yours and that you step into this new week with embracing and learning and growing on how to maintain your resilience as you do what we all are doing, which is living. We are living. We are conscious, living, breathing. And as long as we are, there's going to be a need for us to be resilient because life is happening, it will happen, and we are here to experience it. Arlene Connolly Drummond, calling you all to embrace these evenings, these Sunday evenings where we slow it down, where we take a moment to chat and take a breath, plan out our week, think about the attitude and the spirit and the things that are before us, and set a plan of action so we can be responsive and not reactionary. That's what we seek to do. And I'll be back with you next Sunday. Join me every Sunday where we take this moment to pause. And if you haven't done so, and you're living in the South Florida area, on February 1st, we are having a live experience called Stride 2025, The Pace of Progress Purpose Move. Join us on February 1st, where we will have the opportunity to stride together, to develop our strategy board, to have interactive workshops, to create fun, and also to celebrate as we launch into Black History Month, the wisdom, the creativity, innovation that is my people. So I encourage you, if you're in the area and you haven't gotten your tickets, please visit my website, iseegroupllc.com. Learn about Stride 2025, the pace of progress, purpose moves, and get your tickets. Bring a friend, get your table, bring your group, and let's really make sure we are positioned for success in 2025, where we are doing life differently with more intentionality. And I'm encouraging you and I am inviting you to join me and my friends on February 1st, where we will have a phenomenal time at Born on Purpose headquarters right here in South Florida in Lauderdale Lakes, where we will have a phenomenal experience. And I want to make sure you are there. Again, visit my website, iseegroupllc.com. Get your tickets, be in the room, roll up your sleeves. We're going to have some fun. We're going to get to work and we're going to enjoy the experience as we make sure we strategize for our year ahead and we position ourselves to realize all the things we want. So I'm encouraging you. Join me on next Sunday for the next episode of Slow It Down Sundays. I am Arlene Connolly Drummond, your stride coach, and I'm so glad you took some moments to be with me today. And I hope you have a phenomenal rest of your evening as you slow it down and you embrace this new week of joy and resilience, peace, and an attitude of gratitude because we are here and we are living this thing called life, and we are doing it at the highest level. So let's slow it down. Let's live it. Let's live this thing. Yeah. I want to live for as long as I'm living, and I want to take some of you with me. So let's do this thing. I thank you. I thank you for being here. And I just want to say, continue to let your light shine.